You were the best thing that happened to them, and they fumbled you. Hey, family, welcome back to Transcend with Ebony. It's Ebony here dropping by with another quick message. Welcome back, everyone. If this happens to be your first time here, welcome to the family. If you happen to be listening in on the podcast, welcome to another episode. I just have a quick message for someone. You were the best thing that happened to them, and they fumbled you. You were the best thing that happened to them, and they fumbled you because they were not ready. They were not equipped to handle a person like you. You are the very person that they prayed for. They sat up long nights praying and asking God for a good man or a good woman like you. Someone that would do everything the way that you do. That would love them the way that you did. That they can confide in the way they confided in you. The shoulder to lean on the way that they can lean on you. Someone to encourage them, to inspire them, to uplift them the way that you did. But the fact of the matter is, they weren't ready for you. See, it's never a good thing to awaken love too soon. Because if one person or the other is not ready, if that person has not matured enough, they'll fumble you every time. You were the best thing that ever happened to them, but they weren't ready for you. They weren't ready for you, and because they weren't ready, see, they were unhealed. They had gone through things, they didn't do the work. They thought that if they just found the perfect person, that everything in their lives would come together. If they found the perfect person, then everything else would go right. If they found the perfect person, that they didn't have to do anything else besides be them because they found the perfect person. But that's not true. See, you have to become the individual that you desire, the person that you want. If you want a person who is a great communicator, who listens, who's a great listener, who communicates, someone that you can confide in, someone trustworthy, someone loyal, someone faithful, someone honest, someone caring, someone kind. If you desire these things in a person, you have to first become those things. You have to first become those things. Because it's easy to desire all of those things, but then if you get all of those things, how are you going to know how to handle them? You want a trustworthy person, but you're a profuse liar. How is that going to work? You're going to break the trust with that trustworthy person, with that honest person. You're going to break their trust. They're not going to trust you anymore. And then, well, you can't expect things to go well. You want someone that's faithful, but you cheat. It's not going to work. The fact of the matter is, you were the best thing that happened to them, and they fumbled you. And now they have to live with that regret. And I know no one wants to hear this, but you were put in their life to be their lesson. And I know that probably just really just gets under your skin and make you think, well, God, why do I have to be the one to be somebody's lesson? I gave my heart to that person. I know you gave your heart to that person, but you are such an amazing person. God used you to teach that person a lesson. Because had you been, you're such an amazing individual. You're such a good person. You're such a kind-hearted person. You have a heart as pure as gold. You are something that person has never experienced. You're an example of the love of Christ. You're an example of God's love here on earth. You were here to first teach that person, for one, this type of love is possible. For two, there are consequences to your actions. You have to teach that person that there is consequences to their actions. And if they want such a great person, they have to become that very person in character. They can't continue to misuse people, to mistreat people, to lie, to deceive people, to manipulate, to do people wrong. They can't do that and expect to find and keep good people in their life. It's just not going to work that way. You were the best thing that ever happened to that person. You know, it really sucks to pray and ask God for something, and then he gives it to you, and then you lose the very thing that you prayed for because you were unequipped. You were not prepared to handle that. So the very things that you're praying and asking God for, prepare yourself for those things. You got to do a heart check and see, are you ready for that next level? Are you ready for the things that you've been praying for? Can you handle it? Because I believe it was Dr. Miles Monroe that said, whatever you mismanage in your life, you will lose. And that goes for anything. That goes for anything, be it a job, a spouse, anything. If you mismanage your finances, if you mismanage them, you will lose them. You were the best thing that happened to that person. You made that person better. You made that person want to become better. And ultimately, you leaving is going to make that person better. Because for one, they have to deal with the reality that they lost you. They had something so great, but they lost you because of their own decisions, their own choices, their own mistakes. So now they realize there's things that they're going to have to tighten up on. There's things that they're going to have to change. There's things that they're going to have to do differently if they expect to have and or keep a person. Losing you was their lesson. Losing you was their lesson. Because them behaving the way that they did, them mishandling you, taking you for granted, using you, abusing you, deceiving you in the way that they did, now losing you, they realize that they can't do those things. They're going to have to change some things about themselves. They're going to have to look in the mirror and see this is who they are. They're going to have to change some things about themselves. Now it's hitting them like a ton of bricks. You know, if they would have only been honest, if they would have only been faithful, if they would have only, been loyal, been trustworthy, they would have just been truthful, they could still have you. But now it's too late. God has shut that door. But nonetheless, you taught them a great lesson. So I pray this quick message blesses someone and encourages someone. I love you all. God loves you all. God bless you all. Talk to you soon. Till next time.